guys, it's Sarah from Losing It For Me 42 with my week. We're going to go with 53 update. Last week was my 1 year, and I do have a video that I'm putting together that should hopefully be posted before this. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on October 26, 2016. My high weight was 389, and that was in April of 2016. My surgery weight was 324. Last time I came to you, I'm gonna go with a couple of weeks, two weeks ago, maybe 3. I'm not sure. I was 228, I think. Yeah, I'm terrible. I was 228 last time that I remembered doing one of these. And before I go into what I am now, no, forget it. Sorry. I'm a little crazed today. So today I am 230. It's point something, but we're gonna go with 230. So that's a 2 pound gain since last time I talked to you. Which it's fine. Last week I was on vacation. It was a staycation, but I was on vacation, and for the most part I ate okay. Then I went away for like a long weekend, and that started off good, and then by the end I was eating more and more carbs, and I found I was eating when I wasn't hungry, and I was going back to food, and I decided Monday, trying to focus on my water, trying to get a focus on my water, trying to curb my carb intake, because my carb intake had gone really high, and to just kind of mentally reset myself, I did a 24-hour fast from 5 p.m. Sunday to 5 p.m. Monday. It went really, really well. I only had 2 instances really of hunger. I was hungry when I went to bed that night, which was around 10-ish, probably a little later. I kind of wanted to get out of bed and get some food, but and I'm not a late night eater. I'm not late time eater, but it's just not something I need to go to bed with with my belly full or anything. I think at that point it had been over 5 hours since I'd eaten, and I was feeling I don't know, my stomach was just yeah, we could use some food down here, and I was no. And then the next day I woke up, I felt fine. I went all day, I felt fine. Around 2 or 3, yeah, I think around 2, I started getting 2 p.m. I started getting hungry. And Aaron from my VSG confessional gave me the greatest advice, which was drink something. Oh, sorry, that's really loud. Drink something hot, and that did help. Tied me over until 5. And at 5, if I had a Cobb salad for dinner. And everything seemed fine. That night, I could not sleep. I felt bursting with energy. So if I did this again, I don't think I would break my fast. I don't know if the energy was from breaking my fast. Could have been. And I think if I try this again, I would do it where I break my fast in the morning, which is harder. But that way I would get that burst of energy during the day, which, makes sense. Because I was geez, I can't sleep. And I think that's the reason. I'm not sure. I've only done once, so I don't know. Yeah, so that was one side effect of the fasting, at least for me, I think. However, yesterday, which was Halloween, I could eat the world. I did not find that it was helpful resetting me. I did not find it was helpful to curb my carbs. I did not find it was helpful to anything. I could eat the world. And I think I did. I tried. I definitely tried. I don't know if Shark Week's gearing up. I don't know. But I was a bottomless pit yesterday. I wanted everything. I was, for the most part, able to stop eating when I was full. Thank God. But, like, I was being like, 20 minutes later, it was bad. It was bad. I'm kind of feeling like it might be like that today, too. And, honestly, it was one of those situations where, like, there was no control. There was no even hope of control. It was just, oh my God, I literally feel like I'm starving. Like, I feel so hungry. Like, so hungry. So, yeah, I don't know if that's a side effect of the fast. I don't know if that is just hormonal or what, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. First sip of coffee. It's nice when I make a good thing of coffee. Sometimes my little experiments with my coffee don't turn out good. Yeah, so not the happiest about that. I don't know. I really, before I broke my fast, like during the fast, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this again. Like, this is really, you know, when I say it was really easy, like, it didn't faze me. And I've always said, like, I get hungry. I definitely get hungry. But I've noticed that if I go past a certain point after being hungry, I will no longer be hungry. I don't know if this is a VSG thing or if this is a me thing. I don't know. But, like, if I can go until, like, after 11 o'clock during the day without eating, I'm pretty good. So I may try this again relatively soonish. I will say that when I got back from my long weekend, I weighed in at 235. So today is Wednesday. And Monday I was 235. Wednesday I'm 230. I didn't feel like 235 was a real number. And this is my issue with not daily weighing. So join me, if you will, on this adventure of whether you should daily weigh or not daily weigh. I think you should do whatever you want to do. But I know some people get really on others for daily weighing and go like, oh, it's just not good for you. I personally find daily weighing to be very reassuring. I find it, I don't know, with my weight, I fluctuate so heavily that from one day to the next, I can have wild swings. I can go up 5 pounds and come back down 5 pounds. Sometimes it's overnight, sometimes it's over a couple of days. And that's something that happens a lot to me. So if I don't daily weigh, like I didn't weigh all of this weekend. I came home from the weekend and I was 235. I had left and I was 228. And I was like, what the fuck? That's a 7-pound gain. And And I was like, it was hard. It was hard for me to put that into my brain and go, that's not real. And the reason it was hard, it was because I didn't see it on a daily basis. If I get on the scale and I go from 228 to 230 overnight, I was like, oh yeah, that's nothing. That's just fluctuation. If I go from 228 to 235, I go, wow, that's definitely not real. But if I only weigh once a week, I don't see that fluctuation. If I only weigh once a month, I really don't see that fluctuation. And I could go from and I could dip down into the 220s and then shoot back up to the 230s, and I'll start the month at the 230s, dip into the 220s for most of the month, and then at the very end of the month, and this has happened to me, shoot back up to the 230s. And because I wouldn't see that dip, it concerns me, because then I would feel like I didn't move at all. Like, nothing happened. Like, I didn't, and then again, I don't weigh for another month, and I might only lose 2 pounds, but I actually dipped into the 210s. So it's a crapshoot for me. I find daily weighing to be the best judge of where I actually stand. I kind of take an average, because I am such a fluctuator. I fluctuate so much. People will fluctuate in a couple pound range. I fluctuate in almost a 10 pound range. It's just, and I mean, my clothes don't change or anything like that. It's probably all just fluid and water retention or whatever. Some of it is real. I totally think that these 2 pounds are probably real. But it fluctuates to hell in there. I've been the lowest I've been is 227. And that was with severe dehydration. So, yeah. Now that it's a year, and I've been really fighting the scale over the last couple of months, I think this is where I am. I'm not stopping. I'm not trying to stop. I'm not maintenancing or anything. But I think for my mental health, I need to realize and accept that this is most likely where my body wants to live. And now, with most of the set point theories, this is where my body will probably be struggling to maintain. So, I can lose more, but my body will probably be trying to get back to this weight range. How do I feel about that? I'm not terribly pleased. I kind of really wanted to get into, I don't know if I ever thought I'd get to Wonderland, but I kind of wanted to get to the 200 pound loss mark, because, I'm greedy. It is what it is. But I'm averaging, and I usually say I've lost 160 pounds. It goes anywhere from 155 to 160, or 161, so we're going to go with 160, because I like that number. It's nice and round. But that's a lot, and I should be grateful, and I am grateful. So it is what it is. And it's definitely a new mindset when you stop losing. Power to the people who continue to lose pound after, a pound or half a pound a week at this point, because I just flux. I flux. I am honestly considering not giving numbers anymore. Just because, I'm not gaining or losing, really. You know, I'm just fluctuating inside a certain number. And it's kind of frustrating. To be like, oh, I lost this week, and be like, yay, and then next week you're like, oh, I gained this week, like, and going back and forth, and you're really not moving. You're really just fluctuating in that same weight range. So I may not give numbers until I get into like 225. If I can get below 227, then I might start doing numbers again. Because at this point, I'm just kind of, and I have been. I looked at my my tracker and monitor my weight or something, that app. You know what app I'm talking about. And like for the past 2 months, it's been like, and it does go down a little bit. Like I was probably, actually no, I've been in the 230s. Like I've dipped into the 220s over the last month and a half, maybe. But I've been I'm still back in the 230s right now, and like after yesterday's binge fest of all the carbs and sugars, I had 2 pieces of Halloween candy. I had some Danish. I had some beer, which is probably why the only reason I can film today is I am running severely late and the sun is out. So late the sun is out, and usually I don't drive to work with the sun out anymore. Next week we have the time change, so maybe I'll have sun to start to film better and more better. I don't know. So, other than that, other than my weight, things have been craptastic in general, and I'm kind of just slogging through that. It is what it is, and you can't do much about it. Hopefully things will be getting better soon. They'll either be getting better or getting worse. So we'll see. Yeah. Just trying to take one day at a time and not get all stress-bally about it. Which is hard. So, stress, lack of sleep, lack of good eating. Yeah, no wonder why my weight sucks. But in general, even when I'm bad, I ain't too terribly bad. Calorie-wise, like, yesterday was pretty high. It was the beer. It was really the beer. Like, I even put the candy into my fitness pal. And I think I capped out my day at like maybe 1,100 calories, like not terrible. And the beer probably was like another 500 or more calories. So then that puts me into like that kind of which is a good question. If you've made it this far, I know I make long videos. Sorry. How many calories where are you in your journey, and how many calories are you intaking? Because I think Esther from Esther's VSG journey, Esther's VSG track, I should know that. Brain not functioning on all levels today. Sorry guys. Recently posted about changing her macros, and I think her calorie intake was something like 1,300 or something, or almost 1,400. And when I commented on it, she actually said that was lower than what she's been doing. So I'm kind of curious. I don't have a doctor. I don't have a surgeon or a program that I can go to. So I'm kind of curious what you guys are doing and what you find. I think I may try like a calorie, I don't know what it's called, but basically you slowly increase your calories until you find like a calorie level that works for you. I have to do research into that. I'm just pulling this out of the air as something like, I feel like somebody has talked about this before. To kind of find like what calorie level does best for you, like where you need to kind of be to continue to lose. Basically, you increase your calories until you stop losing. My issue is I'm not losing. So, which also brings up a very interesting thing. Oh God, sorry guys, super long videos. Is how do you not lose when you have this minimal of a calorie intake? Like, I get below 2,000 calories. I get below 1,000 calories on most days. I get below, and even in starvation mode, your body will lose weight because your body will either cannibalize the muscle or the fat. Like, it will burn shit. It doesn't have enough, so it burns other stuff. So even if that's the case, how am I not losing at this calorie level? I'm just saying. I have read a whole bunch of stuff about how calorie deficits are not the best way to lose weight, which makes sense. A lot about VSG and all of the benefits don't come from the restriction. The restriction isn't what from most of, unlike my surgeon, most other doctors that I've listened to on podcasts and other things have said, it's not the restriction that makes you lose weight. It's the hormone changes. I mean, you still have to, not eat crap. But the real thing that helps you lose weight is the hormone changes. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just not getting enough calories. Maybe I need to up my calories. I need to you know what? I need to do a lot of things and see a lot of people. But I'm going to put it on my plate to go back to my nutritionist. I haven't seen her in a while because I felt like the plan that she put me on was pretty what I was already doing. I think the only difference was that she wanted me to eat more fruit, and I did not. I didn't want to eat more fruit. There was too many sugars. But I think I might go back to her. She was really nice. Thinking she probably had her baby. It's been long enough. I think she's probably back from maternity leave. Anyway. Go back to her and just figure out a new plan. I would love to get a DEXA scan or something like that. I think that would be really helpful. I think I've researched it around here, and I don't think that there's a place to get one. But that would be helpful. But that's on my to-do list. I have a very long to-do list, but I'm putting that on my to-do list, is to go back to my nutritionist and go, okay, now what? Because I've been fluctuating for months, and I'm not really doing anything terrible. I think I fall off the wagon more when I'm fluctuating because you don't have the results. But falling off the wagon for me is having a wrap. I'm not, unlike last night, which was, 2 pieces of candy, but, oh my god, 2 pieces of candy! I have problems. So it's not terrible. Okay, until next week, guys. Bye!